Welcome back to the channel, guys. On today's episode, I was going to make a video about the DTS because I've just rolled over 20,000 kilometers since I bought it back in September. It is now February 11th. And so that's when this video is being filmed, whenever you see it, hopefully not too long after that. But I was gonna make a video talking about how reliable this car has been since I bought it. When I bought it in September, I had to do an alternator pretty immediately right off the bat. And then other than that, it's been flawless. Put gas in it, do oil changes, it's gone down the road. Then last night, it threw a check engine light at me. It needed brakes about a week ago, but they finally went yesterday. And it needed a thermostat. So I've already done the thermostat, I've got the brakes. I'm gonna start by doing the rears. And yeah, other than that, it's been a really, really reliable Cadillac. Now, anyone who has owned a GM before, this period of GM cars, the Grand Prix, the Bonnevilles, I guess the Cadillacs too, you have to use this bad boy to reset your caliper. And it's very, very annoying, but nonetheless, I will do it. Just the rears have it, the fronts, they're different. Well, sorry, they're not different. They're like the normal, just push them back together. So this is me paying the Cadillac tax. They only could get me premium rotors for this car. Now, I'm sure if I had more time, I probably could have cross-referenced it with parts off of one of the Pontiacs or the Chevys or something, but well, unfortunately I didn't. So got nice new, that looks to be, yeah, that's it, rear, and then pads. They did have, I should say, economy pads though. So we got economy pads and premium rotors. It's a weird combo, I know. I need a wire brush, but yeah. Okay, so we're back. It's the next day, and those pads, so basically let me get you up to speed. Canadian Tire gave me the right rotors so far, but the pads they gave me, so this DeVille, this generation DeVille, and I believe the generation before, you could get as a kind of luxury or base version, which is this car. You could get, I don't know what my hair is doing, it feels like it's standing up, hope it's not. You get a base luxury version like mine, it's the base model. Although mine's weird because, well, it's a Michigan car and it doesn't have a sunroof, but it's got a lot of the other options in it, so it's kind of weird. Then you could get a performance version of these cars, believe it or not. You could get these DeVilles with Magna-Ride suspension, and I think the V8 made a little more power. Like, I think the mine makes 275. I think the performance version made in the 290s, or maybe it cracked 300. And then you could get limousine versions. So you get like full-size 6-door or 4-door limousines, huge limousines. And the brake pads they gave me, Canadian Tire, that they had in their system was for the limousines, for 8-lug setups. This car is a 5x115 setup. That's why I'm able to run the Bonneville wheels on it. Same setup as the Bonneville, same setup as Cam's LeSabre that you've seen in one of these videos, I'm sure. Long story short, I had to wait. I had to put the old brakes back on, which was very sketchy. Where's the one brake pad I wanted to show you? Where'd it go? Ah, yes, here we go. So this is off of the rear on the other side. This is one pad. You can see that there, hold up. Yeah, if we can see that there, that's just metal on metal there. And this one's really good. So yeah, I drove on that, but what I drove on was that. Believe it or not, sketchy, I know. Not as sketchy as you would think. So that'll be going on the wall of shame. So now we're going to patch these up, or not patch these up, put the wheel back on this, and then I'm debating doing the front, because when I bought this thing, I didn't put front rotors on it, but I did put front pads on it, and it probably could do with, oh yeah, actually that maybe could, yeah, there's quite a ridge on those, so yeah, I'll probably pull I'll jack it up, I mean, and pull the wheel off and have a look, but probably should do these too. Another update on this, hopefully if parts come in on time, is, I don't know if you guys can see, but right, I'll point to it and hopefully you can see it there. Basically, right in there, there's grease. This car has a bad axle. So hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, that the noise when I got this back from the transmission last time, it was still making a funny noise, and I was like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. Like, what could it possibly be this time? Think it was the axle going out. So, and if you think how many times the axles would have had to go in and out of that transmission, because the transmission's been out of the car so many times, sort of makes sense. So I'm praying to the car gods, and like they need to come down and shine on this little car, because this car needs to run this season. So a couple hours later, we've got, this is a front. Look how big these fronts are. I mean, just for a front wheel drive Cadillac. These are the rears. I got another front and rear. I'll probably turn these into lamps, which if I have a picture of one, I'll put one on the screen right now. But if not, basically what I do is I take brakes, spring, paint them like one color, 2 different colors, and put lights on the inside of them. And then I make kind of automotive themed lamps. So I think it's pretty cool. The Cadillac is here. She's got her new brakes on her. I went ahead and did the fronts. The fronts weren't in as bad a shape, but I was already out here with my tools, and like it is a gorgeous day. And today it's Valentine's Day actually. So gorgeous day in February. Although with this weather, you'd think it's the middle of spring, but we probably still got a few snowstorms heading our way. We've also got the rear brakes on, and this is the amount of brake, well, not even dust. It was just metal in the end, staining this wheel. This one was the worst. The other rear was this was the worst, second worst, equal. New brakes over here though, and they look good. Only premium rotors for Cadillacs, go figure, but at least it'll look a little bit nicer for a while. So now we're gonna go bed in these new brakes, and we have to take the Canadian Tire pads back and get a refund because, well, that didn't go too well. And no, nothing against Canadian Tire, but Part Source came in clutch this time. Then I have to eat because I'm hungry. And then the video this video was originally supposed to be about how reliable this Cadillac has been, or how well it's done over the past, how many months have I owned it? I'll put the number down below. We'll get into we'll get into that part of the video. Now with this car, don't get me wrong, I love the DeVille. I love the DTS. There's not a lot wrong, or not a lot bad you could say about this car, this particular car in general. But for a student slash someone who's just come out of school and maybe doesn't have a whole lot of money, the gas consumption of this thing is horrendous. Now, I exacerbate the problem because I drive a lot, probably a lot more than, well, Cam and I both drive a lot more than most people, but I drive a lot more than the average person, even someone who has to commute back and forth to work. So I put, on average, 3 tanks in this thing a week at $70 or $80 Canadian. We'll see what this tank is at the end. So honestly, that is the only downside I've had with this car so far. And there we go, another tank in the chamber at $75 Canadian at, well, I don't know if you guys can see that, at 127 per liter. So if I feel like it when I'm editing this, I'll put the conversion to gallons down below, or try and get as close as I can. But like, if you're thinking about getting one of these things, if you found a good deal on a used one or something, I would still do it, because if you don't drive as much as me, it's probably not that bad. Thank God it's not premium though.